Good morning, friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Maggie. I like to make garden content. I like to teach people about gardening because I'm so passionate about it. Today's video is going to be a May garden tour. It is May 28th and it's the end of May. And I'm finally getting around to making this video. But you know what? It's better late than never. North Carolina has been experiencing a drought, and over the last 5 days, we had a week consecutively of rain every single day. We had 5 days consecutively of rain, which we're so grateful for. We're so grateful for. The rain is welcome, and you are welcome to my channel as we do the May 2026 garden tour. Come along with me and let's get started. So here is a quick glance of how the garden is looking like right now after a whole 5 or 6 days of rain. Let's start here. Look at this squash. Isn't it beautiful? Oh my goodness. But guess what? Squash bugs. Oh, they've already come back. Let me take a minute to address how I address bug issues in my organic garden, because I don't spray anything that is not organic in my garden. Now, squash bugs, I hate those things. I've never seen a squash bug until I moved to the south. I don't know if it's the humidity, I don't know what it is, but I did not have a problem with them when I was living in the Pacific Northwest. So last year, what I learned is that the best way to get rid of squash bugs is literally just to pick them off. That's it. And to pick off their eggs. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find any eggs yet this early in the season, but they lay eggs on the underside of the leaf, and they're like little tiny like red eggs, and I just will tear off that section of leaf that has those eggs and get rid of them. Usually what I do is actually I flush them down the toilet along with the squash bugs, because they're going to be destroyed. They will not be able to come back into my garden. So that's how I deal with squash bugs. So as you can see, I have my work cut out for me today to come through here later today and get after these squash bugs. I'm looking underneath the leaves. Oh, see, I found some eggs right there. Do you see those? Yeah. So I'm gonna have to come in here and do a little bit of manual pest control. Moving over to this side, we have some cilantro, which is about to bolt and go to seed. I just harvested some, probably about a week ago. I think I'm ready to let it bolt so that it can get flowers and create something for the bumblebees and the butterflies. Over here, I have my butternut squash, which is doing well. As you can see, we still have a little bit of squash bug damage, but that's okay. With just a little bit of tender loving care, we can take care of that. Over here, I have my ground cherries. This is my first year growing ground cherries, and they're doing pretty well. I'm pretty excited to see how that's gonna look like. Over here, I have my bell peppers. All of these I started from seed, as well as the ground cherries, as well as the butternut and the kabocha squash. Oh, this is kabocha squash, by the way. I did not tell you the variety. So yes, here we go. Here are my bell peppers. They're doing pretty well. They're growing. I have not seen any flowers yet. Now, this is my favorite part, my kale. My kale is doing so well after 5 consecutive days of rain. You guys will not believe that I just harvested this kale maybe 6 or 7 days ago. Right before the rain came, I came through and I harvested this kale. So now we're gonna come back probably today and do that again. Moving over to this side are these potatoes. These potatoes are dying back and they're ready for harvest, which I'm really excited about. I look forward to doing that with my kids because it's kind of like a treasure hunt, so they love to do that. Over here we have some more potatoes, which are also dying back, almost ready for harvest, but not quite yet. Over on this side we have some more kale and some zinnias. Now this kale is being attacked by squash bugs, and I fear that they would, especially not squash bugs, oops, what do they call, cabbage worms. Let me see if we can find some on the underside of these kale. I don't see some right now, but I know that they are there. I know that they're there. Oh, see, there's one right there. That's a cabbage worm. Today's garden tour is going to be sprinkled with a lot of pest management. So how I deal with cabbage worms is by using this Sluggo Plus. Now, I have not been in the garden for the last week because it's been raining. The last time I was in the garden, today is Thursday. I think I was in the garden last Thursday, actually. So it's been a solid week since I've been in here. I sprinkled this stuff in my garden about a month ago. You're supposed to sprinkle it every 4 weeks. So it's due for another treatment, I guess is the word. It's due for another treatment, and so that's why there's so much cabbage worms in that kale patch. There's also a lot of cabbage worms just because of rain. Rain is a blessing, but rain can also bring bugs to your garden. Welcome to organic gardening, right? There's some things that you pray for and they're a blessing in some way, but then they can bring problems in another way. So I really like this Sluggo Plus because it kills slugs, which are a big problem, especially when it rains a lot. But it also kills a whole variety of other bugs and worms. So this is great for killing cabbage worms. It's great for killing tomato hornworms, just like a whole list of things. And I found out that what is listed on here, it's not even the full list of all the things that it kills, and it's great, as you can see, for organic gardening. This video is not sponsored by the company that makes this, but if they want to sponsor me, they can, because I use this product all the time. I highly recommend it. I have been using this product for years, even when we were living in the Pacific Northwest, where snails and slug are a huge problem, because of the constant rain and moisture. This is the thing that will just get rid of those things with a quickness, okay? So today's tasks for my garden after I'm done shooting this video is harvesting the kale that's over there, the kale that's behind me that's been attacked by cabbage worms, but also treating my entire garden with this Sluggo Plus essentially for the month of June. The last time I sprinkled this was at the very beginning of May. Hopefully that kind of helps keep the bugs, in check a little bit. Also, I have to handle those squash bugs. Unfortunately, this does not kill squash bugs, so I still have to manually go in there and get rid of them. Yay me. Sometimes I wonder why I do this, and then I'm like, but every year I'm like I get so excited to be in the garden. Anyway, not everything, good things do not come easy. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, let's continue with this garden tour. So we talked about the cabbage worm infested kale. Now let's move over here to my favorite vegetable, which is chard. I love this vegetable. It is so heat resistant. It is so bug resistant, especially here in the South where bugs just, this is their space. I love chard so much. And this is ready for harvest again. The last time I harvested was a week ago, so they're ready to be harvested again. And over here I have some more cilantro, which need to be harvested. And then once I harvest them, I think I will just let them go to seed. Actually, it might even be too late. These guys are already getting ready to go to seed, which is a good thing anyway, because it'll give some flowers for the bumblebees. Over here I have my sweet potato bed. It's filling out nicely. The vines are growing. over on this side, this is new. My last garden tour over here is where I had my beets. I just harvested those beets probably like a week ago. And I came through and I planted some, this is Thai basil. And these are bush cucumbers. I've never grown bush cucumbers before. I've always grown like the viney ones. I don't know how they're gonna look like. The lady at the garden store told me that I don't have to like trellis them. So we'll see how that goes. And this is some more Thai basil. Over on this side, I have some bush tomatoes. This year, I am only growing bush tomatoes. I am never growing indeterminate tomatoes ever again. And over on this side, I have my okra. I have 10 okra plants. And up against the trellis here, I have some cucumbers, which are going to hopefully grow nice and long and I can be able to trellis them up onto this trellis. Over on this side, I have a whole bed of bush tomatoes. I don't know if it was wise of me to plant them this densely. I feel like that's gonna be a bit of a challenge coming through here and harvesting, but that's okay. As you can see, they're already starting to flower. This is one of the beds that I'm going to sprinkle very heavily with that Sluggo Plus just to keep the tomato hornworms in check this year. Let me just take a minute to talk about why I will never, not ever, plant the indeterminate tomatoes ever again. I've never, oops, sorry, I keep knocking my camera. I have never grown indeterminate tomatoes until last year. I don't know why, but when I was living in Washington State, the tomato plants that I would buy were always the bush varieties. And then here in the South, people seem to grow the indeterminate ones more, which just like keep growing taller and taller and taller. And I hated it. I hated having to prune them. I hated how tall they got. I did not like any part of that at all. I was like, why are these tomato plants getting so tall? So this year, I made an extra effort to make sure to just get the bush varieties that are nice and short, because I am short. And I was literally having to bring a stool out into my garden to stand on it so I can reach, my tomato plants. It was annoying and I didn't like it. So all of these are bush varieties, and I planted them all from seed myself. In the house like back in January or February, and so far I love them. They're nice and petite like me. Last but not least, this bed, I harvested my garlic. This bed had my garlic, and I just planted some more things in here. So these 4 plants right here are all parsley, and then the next 4 plants are celery, and then over on the very end I have some cayenne peppers. Those are my cayenne. They are still small. I just planted them a week ago, so they're taking their time growing, but I know that they're happy because this week they got so much rain and moisture and they're happy. One thing that I realized is that I've never taken you guys to my front yard and shown you what I have out there. So let's go to my front yard and I will show you the few plants that I have growing out there. Hey, meet my dead and dying blueberry plants. I don't know what happened, guys. These blueberry plants did so well last year. We were harvesting blueberries. We were happy. And then this year, I don't know what happened. And then this one came back and I thought, oh, at least we have one. But as you can see, she's dying too. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. But my raspberries are doing excellent. They're growing, they're bushy, they're healthy. They are having a good attitude this year, unlike their blueberry sisters. Really sad about those blueberry plants because my kids loved them. coming out here in like July and harvesting blueberries. That was their thing, and they all died. Maybe it's because I didn't plant them in the ground. I don't know, but oh well, it's okay. We can always get new ones. Well, now we are in my little orchard. I'm going to show you. Over here, about 2 years ago, I planted 6 fruit trees and 4 of them survived. And I don't know why. Yeah, 2 of them died, and but that's okay. We can always get new ones. Eventually, somewhere, I would like to have a proper orchard with like 20 like fruit bearing varieties of all kinds, and maybe even like I want some nut trees. Like I want a pecan tree, I want a walnut tree. I just, you know, those are like my big dreams. But let me show you my fruit trees and how they're doing right now. This is one of the ones that died. I don't even remember what variety it is, but as you can see, there's no flowers, there's no leaves, there's no buds on there. It's dead. We just need to cut it down. This is the one that's still living. Look at her. She's luscious, she's pretty, she's green. Let me see what variety of fruit this was. This is a Santa Rosa plum. Right here is a dwarf red delicious apple that's still living and doing well. Very grateful for that. And then I have this fruit tree. I don't even remember what this fruit tree was. I don't see the tag on it. It definitely needs some pruning. Guys, we have really neglected our fruit trees this year. I don't remember what it is, but we will find out one day. And then over on this side, we have our peach. I have a peach, guys. I have a peach. Oh, I didn't even notice. No, I have another peach. I have another one. Oh my goodness. And I have a little one. This is so exciting. Now I see it for myself and I'm really excited. I'm so excited. My daughter is going to be so excited. That girl is so excited about peach season. Thank you so much for staying with me and watching that entire garden tour. I love to show you my garden, my successes and my failures, because I believe that there's so much that we can learn, and I'm still learning and I'm still growing, and there's so many skills that I want to learn over time, especially like how to keep fruit trees. That's not something that I've spent a lot of time learning, and I'm hoping that one day I can have my orchard with all the, you know, different fruit trees and stuff. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for sticking around. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please, in the comment section, tell me what you're growing in your garden. Tell me what you're excited about for this garden season year. Tell me what's going on, you know? I love to hear it. I love to read your comments, especially from all around the country, all around North Carolina. I love it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.